What's up with Woody? What's up with Woody? What's up with Woody? I'm back, y'all. How y'all doing? I hope you've had a good week. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I hope y'all have had a great week. How is everybody doing today? How has everybody's week been? My week's been very good. I've had a really great weekend, and we're going to dive right on into it. The first thing I want to say is I have been setting this podcast up for an hour because I have new equipment, and I'm so excited about it. We have new equipment on the podcast. I have new lighting, as you can see. I feel like I'm just surrounded by lights right now. And I have a new soundboard that we are going to not be using today, but we will be using soon. I'm trying to learn all of the technicalities. And I actually haven't, I told you guys this a few podcasts back, but I haven't been posting the podcast like on Spotify or anything because I've been having recording issues and machine issues and different kind of podcast situation issues. And it's really difficult to, I've got a fly also in here, sorry. I always have a fly in here, but I have my handy dandy fly swatter. Fly swatter today. Anyways, what I was saying is I've had technical difficulties and it is hard to post the podcast on Spotify. It's not like totally difficult, like super hard. It's just like you have to have everything perfect, and then you also have to have the recording on the device. Like I can't even explain all the technicalities. But now that I've got the new soundboard, within the next couple weeks, we should be using the soundboard. We should be posting on Spotify again. And I have previous episodes that I need to post on Spotify as well. So stay tuned for that, and I'll keep y'all updated on that. But we do have new equipment, and I'm so excited about it. And I'm loving all these lights because we've really needed it to be a little bit brighter. And in the coming weeks, we will have a new camera that will be better quality footage for the podcast. Another thing is I have a special podcast coming out soon. Probably, maybe it might be the next one or the one after that, but it's going to be coming straight from my new massage chair. And I should have put that in the Woody update, but I got a new massage chair, like a pedicure massage chair. You walk in to the nail salon and there's this beautiful chair and it has a massager in it, and you put your feet in the little tub and you get a pedicure. I have one. It might be an older version, but I have one, and I am so excited about it, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys because we're going to come live on podcast from my massage chair in the next week or two. We'll see when we do it. The fly that is in this house right now is driving me crazy. As you guys know, I hate flies. Hate them. And look, they're going to surround me because of the lighting. The flies are going to surround me because of all these lights. I can actually feel the heat off of these lights. Okay, and I'm drinking a little sweet tea today. So let's get right in it. Let's get right into the Woody update. First of all, we haven't had any rain here in forever, and it's making me very sad. But today is supposed to be a day of rain, and I'm so excited. We've had some spurts of cold weather, but they've come and gone very quickly. And I'm not really feeling the cold weather vibes yet, even though it's November. This season that we're in is one of my most not liked seasons when it comes to the sun. If you're driving around anytime before sunset, at this time of the year, the sun is going to fry your eyeballs out. I was driving the other day, and because the sun is tilted differently in the fall time, I guess, or it's moved in the sky. I'm not scientific. You guys know what I mean. So now I drive home, and the time change. Daylight savings just happened. I hate it. You drive anytime before sunset, and that sun just boom, hits you in the eye so freaking hard, you can't even take it. You feel like either you're going to wreck or your retinas are going to be burned out by the time you get home. That is like true news, true facts. Don't quote me on it, but that's one of Love's true facts of the day. Me and my mom this week decided to start back on my miniature garden, and I wanted to show you guys because I have it and I don't have it all set up yet. And I started this when I started the podcast back in January, you guys, or February. Was it February or January we started the podcast? I can't remember. But I told you guys I was going to do it, and I was going to post all this video footage of it, and I failed. I failed, you guys. I stopped working on this little miniature called the Miller's Garden. Let's see. This is what it's supposed to look like. And what I'm going to do is right now you're going to see a little time lapse of me working on it, just barely. It takes about an hour to 2 hours to build one thing, one miniature item on this page. And look at the directions. The directions will blow your mind. Me and Mom just decided, we were like, we need to start working on this again. And I've got a lot of it done, but it is a difficult project. Let me just show you guys some of the stuff. Difficult. And also, you wire it up too. You actually wire it up with real lights. So that's the whole situation with that. Me and Mom started doing that. We loved it. I wanted to do an update on Molly's vet visit. She went to the vet this week. We just wanted to get her checked up. And the thing about it is Molly has a lot of health issues. She's had a lot of health issues most of her life. Don't know why, but smaller dogs seem to have more health issues. She had confirmed heartworm. It's been almost over 2 years now, but we've gotten rid of it almost completely. I couldn't even believe that it's still alive inside of her, barely. When we got it checked this past week, like there's no babies, you know, it's a very slight positive, so they're thinking it's going to be totally gone within 6 months. So that's just the situation. But since she had heartworm, it's scarred her lungs pretty bad, and she coughs a lot. A lot of the time she uses the coughing, and I know you guys have heard it on the podcast. I'm sure she's coughed on here before. A lot of the time she'll use the coughing to communicate with me and Braxton, or me and my mom, or anyone. She's trying to say, oh, I want to go outside, or this or that, and she works herself up real hard, and it's so sad. It so sucks. She also has that cough residually too, but it's not as bad unless she works herself up. So we decided they put her on a steroid for right now to try to help with that. We wanted to get her thyroid checked, so we got her thyroid checked, and it's like a 1-to-5 ratio, and if you're like below 2, you're like a low normal, so you have to be like considered to be watched out for hyperthyroidism in a dog. So she is low normal. She's like 1.2. And so they're going to check her again in 6 months. If she has hyperthyroid, the medicine they give her will help her lose weight. We don't want her to get it, but she probably will, which sucks. Other than that, she's doing great. She's doing fine. She's not throwing up or having seizures, which is amazing, like miraculous. Molly used to have seizures all the time. And so she hasn't had a seizure in, I would say, 9 months to a year, and there's that fly. It landed on my forehead! This is it. I'm gonna get that baby. It landed on my forehead, you guys. A little fly just landed on my forehead. I don't know how I can go another day of my life with these flies! Get away from me! Excuse me, I even have a fly thing hanging up here, and they won't go to it. I'm gonna have to go like this and slap myself in the head. And thank God, this is a brand new one. Just bought this like 2 days ago. I never knew I would have to buy so many fly swatters in my life, but I'm addicted. Well, I'm addicted to getting rid of them. I'm not addicted to getting rid of them because of a weird thing. I just don't want them around me. I can't stand it. Oh my gosh. And it seems like bugs love to come straight to my face. Like, hit me right in the face, and especially mosquitoes. They love to bite all over my face. Like right there. I think this is a mosquito bite from like 3 days ago. Because I was like itching it 3 days ago, and then all of a sudden, boom, left a little bump. I was like, yeah, that was a mosquito bite right on my face. Anyways, Molly is totally fine. She'll be totally fine. That was the update for her. I am going crazy over these flies. Oh my god! Get away from me. Christ on a cracker! Another thing about Molly's vet is every time I'm in there, because she has health issues, and I have another dog, and so I feel almost like I'm a parent in a sense. Well, I am a doggy parent, but I feel like a parent, and I feel like I'm being gunned down. Like they're telling me, "What have you been doing with your animal? Why is she coughing like this? Why is she doing this? Why is she doing that?" And I'm just thinking, what the heck? I'm thinking, I feel like I'm like in the DHR office for my children. Are they about to get taken from me? I'm a really good mother. I take good care of her. And I never know if I'm saying the right thing. I'm like, oh, you know, she doesn't eat that many treats. And they're like, she's a little overweight. And I'm like, she doesn't eat any treats. I mean, she eats nothing. Oh, wait, no, she eats a lot. Then they're like, how well does she eat? I'm like, she eats really well. Oh, but she doesn't eat any treats. Like, I'm totally conflicting myself. Molly is a big time treat connoisseurist. She loves treats, so I have to be cautious. And I do not give her too many, but I will say I give her some, and I feel bad to even tell the vet that, because then they're like, she's overweight. But then the vet told me that she's overweight and she can't breathe, so she can't really exercise, so we're at a lost cause here. Only medicine maybe could help her, or us totally cutting her off of food, which you can't do that. That's inhumane. And I mean, you can't starve an animal. Oh my gosh. All I can say is I felt like that. And they had to call me to tell me about the thyroid test. And so she was asking me about how Molly is and on her medicine and everything. And the funny thing is I did start her medicine. But it was the day after the vet visit, and I had not started her medicine at that point yet. And I was just like, she's fine. She's doing great. But the medicine actually is not affecting her at all. I mean, it's making her pee a little bit more, but that's it. So I have started the medicine. It's just I hadn't started it when I was on the phone with her. And then I felt like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the phone with like DHR. Is she going to take my dog? And she's all worried about her. And it freaks me out. Okay, you guys. Let's get into the main topic. I'm going to start off with the topic, the main topic, but I have two topics. My main topic today is I want to express to everyone very wholeheartedly, if you do not get up and out of your beds, your chairs, your recliners, your offices, you're going to get all stove up. Your body's going to start breaking down, and you aren't going to be able to move it eventually. And that is the truth. So what I've came to terms with is my granddad actually has been very sick in the hospital. He's doing a lot better now. But he had so many different complications that he had to be in the hospital bed so long that he got to a point where he didn't have the strength to even walk. And so it's really sad, but he's okay now. He's learning to walk again. He's doing a lot better. I've always thought about it, we need to move our bodies, and me and my mom have talked about it, but now I've really got it in my mind to find out more about this. There is I don't know if it's a Netflix show, I don't know what show it is, and I only watched a few minutes of it. I didn't watch the whole thing, and I do want to watch the whole thing, but it's supposed to tell you about all the different areas. It's called the Blue Zones, I think that's what it was called, and it's all the places where people live to be over 100 years old. And one thing that I have pulled from that was really interesting and very good to know, extremely good to know, is we see these Chinese people, mainly Asian people, that live so many years. And, I mean, over 100, 105, 107. I mean, they live a long, long time. And it's impressive. And even at 100 years old, they're walking around, they're cooking, they're cleaning, they're, gardening, they're doing regular life. They do say that you can't, get to a point where you're just sitting in your recliner. Well, Asian people don't do that. They never do that. They hardly stop working their whole life. But the main thing that they do is they eat on the floor, and they put their shoes on the floor. They sit on the floor for a lot of things. Most of them sleep on the floor. And so when you're on the floor, which I've just learned this is totally separate from the whole show. But it says that if your body is on the floor and you can pick your body up off of the floor, then you're a really healthy person because you're continually moving every joint. And so these Chinese, Asian people are so smart. They are sitting on the floor every day, and they're eating 3-4 times a day, on the floor, getting up, and they're doing that all day, up, down. So they're continually moving every muscle in your body. And the number one rule is I actually learned this from Libby Higgins because she's been getting into it, is you have to move every muscle every day. The other day I was playing the piano. I'll put the clip in here. I learned how to play Up. Not Up. The movie Up, the song Married Life on the movie Up. I learned how to play a part of it on the piano. And I self-taught myself. But I have not used my hands the way I was using them. This whole entire part of my arm cramped up horribly because it was the muscle in there hadn't been moved like that much probably ever. I do want to tell you guys I'm going to get a keyboard as soon as possible, and we're going to start doing some piano here on the podcast, some keyboarding, because I want to practice and learn more and more of the piano keyboard. Just that is another exercise for just my arms, making them stronger, making my wrist stronger, making my hands stronger. But there's another thing, an exercise that they say is the key to do. There are some people that might not be able to get to that point at this point. Just slowly get there. Or maybe you cannot get there at all at this point, and I'm very sorry about that. But if you can start to get down on the floor, they say you need to get down on the floor without holding things. So get down on the floor completely without holding on to anything or anyone. Crisscross applesauce. Cross your legs. Sit there for a second. And then be able to completely get your body up without holding on to a wall or any object or any table or any person. Not hold on to anything. Get up only with your feet and legs putting you up. That is how you can tell. Of course, we can't say you're completely healthy. There could be tons of things, any kind of things wrong. But in general, a very healthy person can do that. And I have learned that I can do it, but it isn't fun. And it needs to be easy. It needs to be actually super easy. So now I know that I need to be getting on the floor, crisscross applesauce, get up without my arms, get up without help. And my mom, I didn't even tell her yet because I wanted her to watch this on the podcast because I want her to learn it. And me and her need to start doing that together. Also, just stretching, anything like that. Do not sit in a chair for more than an hour. Do not sit in a recliner for more than an hour. Do not lay in your bed for more than an hour unless it's to go to sleep. Even if you're watching a movie or something, at least get up, move around, walk outside. definitely walking outside and just moving your body is so healthy. Really, everybody should always be going on a walk every day. One walk a day. And I will tell you, I'm a failure at that. I'm not a walk. I don't walk every day. I need to for my dogs. I walk them as much as I can, but I don't do it enough. And I need to get back in it. The main thing is, if you don't move your body's going to stop moving. And then you're going to be in a wheelchair eventually, and your body's going to hurt badly. And then we also can think, okay, there's a million things that could cause us to die in our 80s, 60s, 50s, whatever. But if we keep our body moving, we might live longer than we think. We might get some extra years out of it. I definitely agree with getting our body moving and doing that, because I could tell when I move my body around and do things, my body feels better. But my body doesn't feel so great if I've laid down for too long and then get up. I'm like, ugh, I'm tired. My body's like achy and I'm all, ugh. Oh my gosh, I got a hair on my sweet day. Another thing about getting your body moving is I have testimony from my mother. I have a friend online that was telling everybody, I've been putting my kids in these shoes. They're barefoot shoes. That's what they're called. Multiple different brands carry the barefoot shoes, and you can buy them on Amazon mainly. She was showing us how it's so important, so important to wear barefoot shoes, because our feet are not shaped like the shoes they make these days. The shoes they make crumple our feet up, our toes, and they squeeze our bottoms of our feet with plushy stuff and nice, gentle, you're floating on air, foam. Oh, we want the foam pads in there and all that. And your feet feel so great, and your feet feel like you could run a mile. Our feet are not made to be feeling pure comfort like that inside of it, with us not feeling what's outside of it. We're supposed to be able to tell if we're walking over a root, or if we're walking off of the side of a concrete sidewalk. We need to know, our feet need to feel that. And our feet, when we are born, our toes are splayed out like this, and they're natural. By the time you're an older person, which I'm going to have some pictures up here. Our feet are splayed out, and they don't look like that by the time you're 80 years old. If you're wearing the shoes we wear, your feet, your toes are all either crumpled together or overlapping each other, and it's not a good look. But on top of the not good look of it, it is horrible for your health, for your back, for your posture, for every muscle in your body, for your feet. It is horrible that we're doing this to our feet. So that's what she was preaching to me and us on the internet. And so I said, Mom, let's get these shoes. Let's just get them for you, because my mom had a fall at her job, and she's not even an older woman. She just accidentally fell and she hurt her arm. I was like, we need to figure this out. Let's get these barefoot shoes that my friend's talking about. So we bought her some. She's had them almost a month, I think probably a month now. And she said she has never felt better. She has not had to take any pain medication like Tylenol, aspirin, for back pain, muscle pain, whatever. Of course, she's still tired. Of course, she's a regular human. But she feels so amazing. She's having no pains. And she's living her best life right now because of these shoes. She can even tell her posture's getting better, everything. And I have a horrible posture problem. And I've said this, I don't even know if I've said this on the podcast, but I've had surgeries, heart surgery and pacemaker surgery in my life because I have heart disease. But I have a pacemaker, and they put it in my abdomen, or not my abdomen, kind of like my rib area when I was a kid. And I guess naturally, to protect myself or protect my incision, I kind of hunched over to kind of protect it from people, to touch it and everything. And as I've gotten older, it doesn't matter anymore. I don't need to really protect it. It's I've gotten used to it. But I did it for so long that now my posture is horrible and I'm like a little hunchback or Notre Dame over here. I've been thinking like, what do I need to do? Do I need to get one of those things to pull my back? What do I need to do? And we actually watched a video where a girl was wearing these barefoot shoes for a year and she looked just worse than me, really, way over. She's totally sitting totally straight now. It's completely corrected her posture and changed her life, made her feel amazing, and totally taken all the pain out of her body just by wearing the barefoot shoes. And now I'm jealous. I gotta get me a pair. So we're gonna get me a pair probably this next week, and I will keep you guys updated on it. I'm gonna really wear them and test them out and let y'all know what I think. And they do not look weird. Some people say they look like clown shoes. They do not. There's like a bigger toe area than a regular shoe, and that's what you need to have. So that's what we're gonna get, and I'll show them to you guys. And they are not clown shoes. They look really cute. My mom has them, and I was like, those look like regular shoes. They look really cute. They kind of just look like a wide shoe, like a wide toe shoe. So I cannot stress enough, please get that body moving. Maybe you need to buy some barefoot shoes. I'm gonna buy some. My mom's got some. It's changed her life. I need to have my life changed. I have back issues. I have all sorts of issues. I'm always in some kind of pain or another. And hey, if I can have some barefoot shoes that fix my life a little more, I'll be doing good. Let me just get into the next topic. It's just a little quick topic. I absolutely cannot stand carpet. If you're a carpet person, a carpet lover, what is wrong with you? It's disgusting. I told Braxton the other day, we were in the car, I was like, I will never buy a house that has carpet in it unless I can get the carpet out immediately. I am so turned off by carpet. It is so disgusting. So I remember when my dad pulled the carpet out of our house when we were kids. It was rancid. Just horrible, dusty, terrible. Didn't think much of it, just thought, oh, it's old carpet. Well, now I think a lot of it because I've been to some people's houses and I see their carpet and I always see it all gross. I mean, not everybody. I'll say there's people that are more clean than others. But it's always, pretty gross. You're like, ugh, like sitting on this carpet. How old is it? How much has it been used? Like, what goes on in here? Is there children all over the place? Dogs. It's just freaking disgusting. Especially if you have animals and children, because there's going to be crumbs. Especially also if it's like a high walking district area in the house, then you're definitely having a lot of dust, dirt from people's feet. Crumbs from kids. I'm thinking about dog pee. I'm thinking about dog poop. Or cat poop, or cat pee, whatever. I know my animals, like, especially Molly, she always wants to pee on a rug. I don't know why. I guess she thinks it's like a pee-pee pad. And she doesn't even pee in the house. But for some reason, she sees a rug, she's gonna pee on it. And so I just don't trust carpet. Another reason I don't trust carpet is because I had carpet in here at one point. And I kept telling Braxton, I said, we got to get rid of this carpet. I know it's not good. And it stinks, I think. So we got it all out of here. It was gross. It was packed full of dirt. Just mounds and mounds of dirt we were sweeping out. Tons of dirt all in it, falling out of it. Hair like crazy. And it stunk so bad. And then you could compare, because in our room we had carpet, and then we had it in the living room. And we got the living room out first. And then we could totally tell a difference, the smell change. And I was like, this is disgusting. So I'm just not a carpet person. I would love to know what other people think on this topic. I think it's definitely not even healthy. So I suggest, we're doing like a whole health podcast here. For your health, get that carpet out of your house. Don't buy a house with carpet. Don't have a RV, a van, anything. Not a van, like a car, whatever. It's got carpet, whatever. But I'm saying, if you're living in like a little tiny house or a little van, traveling van or an RV or whatever, get the carpet out of there. Stay healthy. Carpet ain't healthy. Carpet's gross. Gross. It just makes me feel icky. It makes me feel gross. I don't want to sit on it. I don't want to feel it with my feet. I don't want to vacuum it because then you're just getting all these fumes of plumes and plumps and fumes of dust. Every time I've ever vacuumed carpet, it feels like dust is coming up into my face. Isn't that weird? Or is that just me? I don't really know, but, or maybe my, whatever vacuum I was using. Sorry, I was trying to fix my hair. But maybe whatever vacuum I was using was just messed up. Fucked up. I got a broom, I got a mop, and I don't got carpet, so I am living large. Living large and living in charge. Okay, you guys, let's get it ready and wrap this baby up. So for this week's wrap up, you guys, I wanted to, I have some thoughts, some weekly thoughts, and I guess we could probably read some YouTube comments. And we can do the thoughts of the day. So actually it's like the thoughts of the week. I have lots of thoughts of the week this week. I don't know why, but all of a sudden stuff just started popping in my head. Now that I'm better and feeling good, you know, I'm ready to think again. I'm ready to actually use my mind. I saw the cutest thing ever. I do not know if it's real, because I've never heard of this, but maybe it is. It was on like a vintage Instagram site, but it is so cool. It is a reusable shopping list from the 1950s. And as you can see, it looks like a little piece of metal or something with little tabs. And it has all the writings of what you can get, like eggs and bread and all the things. And then if you're out of it, you know, you just hit the little thing over and it'll kind of tell you what you need at the house. I thought it was so cute because for some reason, all of a sudden in my life, well, I've always been a good cook. Like, I can cook really well. I've kind of self-taught myself, and I've had people teach me as well. But what makes me so excited about this is I have started cooking so much more lately, and it just made me feel like, oh my gosh, I want one of those. And I don't think I will ever be able to find one. And if I could find one, I'd be very excited. But all of a sudden I've been just cooking up a storm. I've been making recipes like nobody's business, and I have been making homemade recipes. The other night I made homemade pizza, and it blew us all away. I mean, I made me one, I made Braxton one, we made the neighbors one. They loved it, couldn't believe it. Yeah, I'm just becoming a little professional chef on my side time. Like, I'm self-teaching myself how to do different kinds of recipes that I've never done. And I'm also self-teaching myself how to do the piano. Another thought of the day. This one's a little vulgar, but not so much. I thought about it and I thought, it's weird how you neuter a dog or a cat and they never have sex again. If you don't neuter them, they have sex all the time, you know? Willy-nilly, like that's their job in life, to recreate, you know, breed. But humans, you fix a human, not fix a human, what do they call it? Oh, you sterilize someone, woman or man, IUD, whatever, however you do it, clip the nuts, whatever you do, then that person not only has sex, but has sex tenfold more, I'm sure. Because they feel safe. They don't have to have any kids. They feel like they can go about business, go about life, and enjoy themselves. And then before, it's still, you know, we're regular human beings, people have sex, but you might be more protective of sex and not have sex as much if you're worried about pregnancy or STDs or whatever. I know you can still get STDs if you've been fixed as a human, but you definitely can't have another baby, so you, or have a baby if you don't have one already. I thought that was funny, and I kind of even think it was I thought it was kind of sad too, because it's like you fix an animal and then they never get that feeling, but maybe the feeling for them is not like something as a feeling it is for us. Maybe it's not like so pleasurable for them. Maybe it's just in their DNA to go do that, to breed. So I don't know. I think animals think more predominantly on food, in my opinion. That's what I think. You can definitely take that sex hormone right out of their brains, which is interesting. I just think that's an interesting thing, how it's so different. This one has been pissing me off. Old people in government, you guys. And everybody knows it. And I don't like talking about politics, and I'm not going to talk about politics, but I'm just talking about old people running the government. Why in the world are we letting 80-plus-year-old people run our government? I don't know why. I don't know what happened here. This is weird. This is wild. This is crazy. But it's happening. And you guys saw the whole Mitch McConnell freezing in the middle of speaking up at the Capitol. And then, of course, we know Biden is super old and can barely even speak. And he's actually our oldest president ever, recorded in history. They're all old. And they need, Nancy Pelosi. She's like 83 years old or something. Girl, get out the White House. You need to retire. The thing about it is, all these people that are like 80 plus running our government were born in the 30s. Yeah, people from the 30s are trying to make decisions and control the military and all this stuff. Whoa, that's scary. The craziest thing that I just found out was the word retire, which turned into like retirement, retire from your job, was not even created, not even a word when they were born. Retire became a word, an actual word in 1945. You think about it, and that's telling us that anybody before 1945, they weren't retiring at all. There was no retirement situation. So these people that are running the government now were born in the 30s before the word retirement ever came to be. So they don't want to retire. And then there's no term limits, and that's for the Supreme Court and a lot of the other, most of everybody up there. I don't think any of them have term limits. And if they want to be, or if they can be re-voted in, then they keep on going. And another thing, which I'm totally done with the whole political and the whole government situation. Like, I don't like talking about it. But it was interesting that I heard a TikTok the other day. A guy was saying, older people vote. And I know I don't trust any of the voting situation anyways. But he says older people vote and they prefer to vote for older people. So that is interesting, because if the voting is proper, then that would be correct. But I don't think the voting's proper. I'm not going to get into it because I don't talk about politics on here. But I was just interested in the whole fact of how many old people run our country. And they were born in the 30s. And the word retirement wasn't even out yet. Wasn't even a trend. Wasn't even popular, people. It was not a word. It was not created. Are you kidding me? That is wild. That's an awesome fact. Little fun fact with love. Fun facts with love. Fun facts with Woody. Another thing is, if you were born before 1998, then you can tell your children or your grandchildren that you were born before Google. And it'll blow their mind. Actually, the next time I see Oliver, because I know he knows about Google. Everybody knows about Google. I'm going to be like, Oliver, guess what? Your Aunt Woody was born before Google was out. Before the internet. And it's true. If you were born before 1998, Google had not been created yet. wild to think. Like I was born in 1994, so I'm 4 years older than the word Google. Like, I'm literally 4 years older than the technology of Google. Like, that's wild. And one day, maybe when I get to be 100 years old, after I've done all my exercises and got up and down off the floor so many times, I can say, I was born before Google came out. And I made it. And I'm 100. And people will be like, oh, Google's been out my whole life. That's interesting. Turn of the century type stuff. Another thing to wrap around that whole thing and go with that. And I might have told this story on here before, but Braxton got a flip phone maybe like was it last Christmas? Yeah, he got a flip phone last Christmas. And it was one of those new flip phones that are touchscreen. And Oliver was sitting in the back of the car, and Braxton was flipping it open, and Oliver could see him from his car seat. And he said, Uncle Brax. He said, is that your phone? And Braxton said, yeah, that's my phone. He said, that's a flip phone? And Braxton said, yeah. And it's touchscreen too. He says, and it's touchscreen? And he said, yeah, it is. He said, I've never seen one of those before. I've never seen a phone that flips. And me and Braxton died laughing. We were like, oh, that is the cutest thing, sweetest thing, but so funny. I mean, literally, it was 10 years ago, or what, 12 years ago, we were all on Razr flip phones. Then they had the Nokia flip phones, and they weren't the touchscreen, they were just that first flip phone. It's so funny that Oliver has not seen that, but now has seen the new technology of the flip, and he's like, oh, that is so cool. So maybe I'm thinking about it in my head, that if he thinks that's cool, then maybe a few years down the road, he might think that old technology is cool. Because us, like millennials and stuff, we love a good, like, old technology, like a really old camera or something. Ooh, like a Polaroid. Ow! But our parents would be like, that's not cool. Like, that was our time, So it's interesting because I know that there's a lot of people that literally want the Polaroid cameras. Like, they want them. They want to use them. And now they're trying to make their own versions of them at Walmart. But they aren't as cool because the pictures are so small. And they aren't, like, old-fashioned. Like the Polaroid. Alright, I'm going to get up on here and read some comments for a minute. And then we'll get on out of here. Let's see if we have any good comments this week, you guys. Okay, so I posted my piano video, which I've told you guys like 3 times on the podcast today. I posted that piano video of me self-teaching myself how to play the piano. It's just a little reel, and I got some comments today. A person named Armando commented and said, very good, keep it up. I was like, thank you so much. And then another person named Princess Heyo, I think I'm saying that right. Sorry if I'm not. It says, they said, you shouldn't write the notes on the piano, because I had wrote the notes on the piano with a dry erase marker, and I was going to just wipe them off when I was done. He said, you shouldn't write the notes on the piano. You have to learn how to read the notes and what the notes are and what notes are what. You cannot go very far if you write notes on the keys. And I understand that. And I had messaged him or commented him back, or her, whoever that is. And I said, I know I'm a beginner and I used a dry erase marker so I can wipe it off. And eventually I won't need to write on them, but I have to at this point because I'm a super big time beginner. The way I'm learning is you go on YouTube and you type in beginner piano tutorial, and boom, you get tons and tons and tons and tons of piano tutorials, and it's so worth it. What else? Oh, another person commented on the burning stuffed animal video from like over a year ago now. And they said, it's from a person named V.E. They said, do you know what kind of nightmares he was having due to his stuffed animals? Because I had put on that burning stuffed animal video that Oliver wanted to burn his stuffed animals because he was scared of them and was having nightmares. And I told the lady or man, whoever it is, I said he was having nightmares because he was thinking they were watching him while he was sleeping. And he thought that they were moving around his house. So, and I think his parents kind of played with him on that, and they were like moving his little bears around the house. I don't think they were like doing it meaningfully at all. It was just a fun game, like, oh, your little teddy bear, he came in here last night, you know? And then he's like, oh my God, my teddy bear! My teddy bear's walking around the house at night while I'm asleep, and he's watching me. So he got freaked out. And so I told her that, and I think he's pretty much grown out of that. I think he would burn some stuffed animals for fun, but I don't think he thinks they're watching him anymore. I think he's smart enough to know they're not. they're not real. Oh, there was somebody that had commented on one of my mukbangs, the last mukbang I did, I think, the one where I was in the car with the dogs, and we were having fajitas, and they were asking, you know, oh, I know you've been sick, but I really want you to rev your car up in your next mukbang. When are you going to do it? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I've been sick, but I am going to have another mukbang video come out soon enough. And I will rev my car. Don't know why people want to see that. He or she, whoever it is, also wants me to rev the car and show my foot on the pedal while it's revving. So stay tuned for that one. I don't know what kind, these are like the weirdest requests ever, but I'm totally down. I'm a weird girl. I'll do whatever. Like, I'll rev my car, I'll burn a stuffed animal, whatever. Like, I'm just having fun here. I won't do anything too crazy, but damn, I'll do something. I'll do anything y'all would like me to do, and I would love to have more requests come in. So please like, comment, subscribe. And you guys, we're going to get out of here for the day, and we're going to go on and live the rest of our life. And next week, we'll have another podcast episode. So stay tuned. I'll see y'all next week. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all next week. Bye, you guys. Have a great day. Have a great week. Bye, bye, bye. Subscribe. Go watch another video of mine right now. Go watch another podcast episode. I've got lots of them. I got mukbangs. I got vlogs. Bye, y'all. Have a great week. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.